Hello, everyone. It's this week's Stocks episode. I'm Jam,
I'm Cons.
and we are two bros interested in finance. Even though I woke up quite badly this morning, I still have these like banger intros, which is amazing. It means that I still like doing this. So, yeah, anyways, as it is the stocks, I'll let you have the lead and I'll comment on things that you want to talk about.
Yeah,
There you go.
been a while, right? 2 weeks since our last episode, same with crypto. But yeah, I'm just gonna go through our GetQuin as always. First things, right?
Yep.
We've reached 32K today, actually, on this beautiful Monday. So I think our portfolio aggregated is doing really well year to date, up 51%. On my side, year to date, I'm up 57 and yours is 45%. So amazing performances from both of us. As always, nothing has changed even after the crash 2 weeks ago. Stocks have recovered. Stocks are doing really well. I'm just gonna fly over it really quickly. We got AMD at 220, Google at 320 a stock, which is we're at the end of the year now, right? So it's really impressive. I think our goal was like 250, which it has exceeded well over. ASML trading at 1100 US dollars. Bank of America doing really well as well. A holding of yours at 54. Amazon still trailing 230 US dollars, but we're quite bullish for it next year, right? And yeah, and then the black sheeps, Novo Nordisk and Evolution, two of my holdings, which haven't been really well performing. And then Netflix, which is up 12% in your portfolio. And it's a stock for both of us. Really interesting, I think, these days. And there has been some news around it with the deal in regards of the acquiring Warner Bros. And HBO, and therefore also acquiring the Harry Potter franchise, Game of Thrones, all of HBO's pretty much DC universe, I believe, as well. So yeah, I think that's a nice topic we can start on. What do you think about Netflix? Netflix also dropped in the past weeks a little bit, hasn't really recovered. Um, yeah, it's getting interesting.
So I like the deal. So I wanna take this on two different perspectives. So one perspective, I've mentioned this so many times before that I am a frequent user, like frequent customer of Netflix. And not only Netflix, I pay for other streaming services as well, and HBO is one of them. Because if you think about it, if you pay for let's say three or four streaming services, it's not that expensive. Like their prices are not that expensive. If you pay for all of them, you'll pay like maybe 50 or 60 euros a month. I think it's which is okay in my opinion, amount for the amount of content that you get. Um but at the same time, I always had troubles, not troubles, but like I always was annoyed of trying to find the show that I wanted to watch and browse in every single streaming service there is, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, and I really like HBO shows like Sopranos, Chernobyl, Game of Thrones, Harry Potter. I always like those. Like the DC universe, I like DC universe more than the Marvel. So I really like that. Yeah. I do like DC more than the Marvel, to be fair. So I like the fact that at least now HBO shows and the Netflix shows are going to be merged and be only on one platform, which I really enjoy and which I really like. On an investor perspective, I still like the deal. Amazing. And I think Netflix is going to benefit a lot from those shows because HBO shows, if you check like top 100 series of all time,
Yeah.
HBO will have a lot on that list. So
Yeah.
Netflix is going to make a lot of money in the long term. But one thing that scares me about this deal is this is what happened to Google as well. We talked about it in privately before we started capturing the video as well. I think the American government is going to sue, or like how does it called, question,
Hmm.
like by the senators. Like, is it called sued? I'm not sure. They are going to do something to Netflix that is going essentially going to tell you, oh, you are being a monopoly, and this is not fair for the market, which is kind of understandable on the government's point of view. But as a general point of view, I don't think it is understandable because Netflix is doing a good job. They are starting their live streaming contents with NFL. They did it. They did it with NFL. They are doing it with some like UFC, I think, or like some sort of a fighting or like some boxing that they organize. So they're doing a really good job. But because they're doing a good job, this is what happened to Google as well. Because they're doing a good job, they are going to struggle with the government.
They're being punished for
As
it.
Google surpassed and won their case against the government, and I think Netflix is going to win against them as well. But this is going to be a tough couple of months for Netflix, maybe like even 6 months. That's why I am halting my Netflix buy opportunity until it drops quite hard, like Google, or at least it stays the same price, doesn't increase for a while. So investors' point of view and a user's point of view, like a customer point of view, I think at the end it's going to be positive. But on the investor's point of view, it's going to be a bit of a roller coaster for a while.
Yeah.
But in the long term, it's going to be fine. So yeah, that's all I can say about this. But in general, my sentiment for the deal, my feelings for the deal is, I would say, 90% positive.
No, fair, fair. No, I mostly agree with you. Like maybe from a consumer point of view, it's a little bit worrying because of it being a monopoly. But like on the same side, I completely agree with you. You know, if you're paying just for one service and you say let's pay between $20 or $30 a month for just for one service, and you get all the entertainment in one streaming service, of course it's positive instead of paying like $20 here or $20 there just to watch
Yeah,
some movies a couple times in a month. So yeah, let's see how it develops. But
yeah.
from an investing point of view, I believe it's only going to be positive on the company. Like I think that's why it's
Mhm.
also quite interesting nowadays, and why it's dropping. I feel like you said, the investors are really like scared a little bit. Maybe okay, you have to see, is it going to be worth it in the future? Does it show the returns that are promised by this acquiring this deal, right? Um, I think they paid 72 billion US dollars. So it's a huge sum, right? It's not little money, and I feel like that always worries a little bit the investors. But yeah, just like the experience we had with Google, and I think they're gonna be fine. Like I don't really worry about it. I think they just added to their market share. According to Google, it's going to be like 45% market share that Netflix will hold after the deal is through, which is really impressive, obviously, and makes it the number one leader in the whole industry. Um, but yeah, gonna be interesting. So I'm watching it right now. I really hope it's gonna drop more. Year to date, Netflix is not doing too great either. So it's like less than 5% up year to date from what I know now. And yeah, so I just wanted to drop and bring it lower, maybe below 90 US dollar would be a nice entrance. I don't know what your price range is where you want to get in, but
So right now, I my price range, my price target for me to buy was like, I think it was around like $86.
yeah,
But right now, I believe that because the government is going to be onto them. I mean, this is not for sure, but this is what I think is going to happen. What
yeah,
I think is going to happen. But I might even wait for lower prices, to be fair. Because Google got hit. Google was struggling a lot. I think Netflix is going to suffer the same things because they're too good. And if you're good in this world, you are likely to be punished. So I might even wait for lower prices, but definitely it was already on my watch list. But with this deal, it's going to be a strong contender for me to buy for my next stock buy. It's I think it's the strongest contender right now.
Yeah, for me, it's also really close on the watch list right now. And yeah, I don't know. Like if it reaches like the between 80 and 90 US dollars, I might, how I like to invest. I'm a little bit different with you because I do like more small positions and enter multiple times, right? So I wouldn't mind starting my position between 80 and 90 US dollars. I think that's fair for the stock. It trades at a high valuation. We always talk about Netflix is an
Yeah, yeah,
expensive stock,
it
so it
does.
trades above 40 PE ratio, and I
Mm.
think forward PE ratio is like 35 or 40 as well, even. So it's
And
not
next, so
cheap.
I'll tell you quickly.
Yeah,
Trailing 12 months, which is the current PE ratio, 40.93.
yeah.
Next 12 months, 32.5, and
Ah,
in
okay.
2026, it's estimated to be 30.95.
Yeah, okay.
But so okay, the thing is, right? Um, so the price, I don't think price is going to increase. But I don't know. I'm not that of a quantitative guy. Like I don't check the numbers all the time. I just check the graphs and see like graphs as in like financial graphs as to see if the free cash flow is increasing, if the revenue is increasing, and so on. So I don't know how this deal is going to end. Like, is it going to be affecting badly their earnings? So
Mm.
like, 'cause they just spent the money. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, of
I don't
course.
know how they spent the money, if they got credit from a bank so it doesn't affect their books, or if they have used the money that they have already had. So I'm not sure how it's going to end. So I'm not sure how the PE ratio is going to be affected. But yeah, but I think from now on, rather than checking the PE ratio for Netflix, I think it is time to check a good resistance and support levels
Yeah,
and buy it when the time comes. Because like Netflix, like is just okay. Look, so Netflix was always a good company. It was always an amazing company. It was always the best, I would say, streaming service there is.
hmm,
Um, so checking the PE ratio can be questionable. But for example, Nvidia trades in a really disgusting high PE ratio as well. But for Nvidia, they had like really like I don't want to say disgusting, but really unbelievable a couple of years for them to become this company that they are. Like they don't have strong fundamentals, like they don't have strong roots like
yeah,
Netflix does. So it is understandable to check PE ratio for Nvidia, but at this point, especially after this deal, I don't know how important it is to check PE ratio for Netflix. So I don't think it's going to be a decider for me when I buy Netflix. But of course, we always take a look at it and we'll decide
yeah.
when the time comes. Actually,
No, for me, it's not a decisive factor as well because you can have a lot of companies that PE ratio keeps declining, but the financials are going worse as well.
yeah,
And Netflix, a couple of years ago was trading at very special PE ratios, like 100 and above as well. So it's like,
mm,
back in the day when I think 2015, 2016, they had like 30, 40% growth, right? Within
yeah,
quarters. That's when they started. But of course now it's market leader. It's a little bit of a different situation. They kind of put their foundation in, they settled into the market. um, but yeah, I think you're 100% right. I also look at like supports, and I think that's really interesting. I think we have an active downward trend still. So I think we should just watching the stock, or let's see what it keeps doing, right? How it reacts with the new next earnings as well, and this deal included in the next earnings. I think it's wise, but yeah, it's really getting interesting to be a 2025 stock, 2026 stock, right?
yeah.
I still have a spot free for one more stock, and Netflix is definitely up there. It's really interesting for me, and yeah, I mean, I guess we said everything about Netflix we can. I don't really.
I'm just checking the news, and I would
Yeah.
like to read something to you.
Yeah.
Look, like I didn't even see this news. I just realized it like a second ago. Which is like this is what I meant. When you do something good, you're likely to be punished. So the it's just one line of news, and it is considered neutral, but I think it's negative. So it says neutral. Netflix Warner Bros. Bid tied to White House visit.
Wait, what? Wait.
Netflix Netflix's Warner Bros. Bid tied to White House visit.
What the hell?
Do you know what I mean? Like the first, like the amazing news, in my opinion, investors' point of view, like in the long run at least, and it is like you need to go to the White House to get it done. These are the things that I always mention. Like, guys, they're doing a good job. Just let
Yeah.
them do the good job. Do you know what I mean? Like, they can be a monopoly. Yes, we can argue about that, and I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't agree on the fact that they are not a monopoly. They are very prone to be a monopoly, but it's not because they are trying to get other people out of the race. It's because they're doing a good job, and the other streaming services are not doing a good
Yeah,
job. So,
exactly. No,
do,
I
do, do-
completely agree. Yeah, it's the same story with Google Chrome. We talked about this
yeah,
earlier. Like Google was apologizing because people use Google instead of Bing. It's like, okay, like if the product is just better, like you can't really do anything. And I think that's the case in Netflix. Everybody has the right to start a competitive service, right? Just like Netflix was a competitive service, right? Netflix is not that old, or in the streaming service this long, right? And it came out of
mhm.
nowhere as well, and it outran its competitors. It was just better.
Yeah,
The competitors were
yeah.
asleep, and now they're paying the price for it. And I think this is capitalism at its finest, right? This
Yeah,
is what
yeah, yeah.
actually
Literally, just
encouraged, right? We,
like
we
we
need
we
good
always talk
competition.
about this. Like even in our daily life, we always say, "Oh, this exam is difficult," and we always say, "Just be better." Like this is what I wanna say to other streaming services, rather than, or like even with the government, like rather than just punishing someone, a company that is doing a good job, rather than punishing them, why don't you tell the others to be better?
Yeah,
Like,
no,
it's
no,
not
yeah,
that
but
as
adapt to, yeah.
customers, yeah, it's not that customers are actually trying to make Netflix better or paying Netflix because they just like the company. Because Netflix offers the best service.
Yeah,
Easy as that.
exactly. Yeah, yeah. People like the cheapest and they get the most out of it, best price ratio, and that's what Netflix gives them.
Like,
So
I'm telling you, Netflix documentaries are the best documentaries there is. It's better than Disney Plus documentaries. It's better than Prime documentaries. It's better than any other documentary. And their shows as well. Like, Netflix wins the most Oscars, most Emmys. Like, they're just
yeah.
better. Just let them be better. If you want other companies to be a competitor of Netflix, tell them to be better. Don't tell Netflix to be worse.
No, but no, I agree. Yeah, it's pretty much,
They're like,
yeah.
that's it. Okay, we
um
talked about Netflix for too long.
yeah, for
Let's just
really
go on.
long actually, but it's fine. It's an interesting company and we always talk about it. And I think we're both tending towards it for 2026, maybe for the last
Yeah, yeah,
spot we have, right? So I think
yeah.
it's worth, and I mean, it's always on our radar. You wanted it for this year as well already, and I think you now kind of uh, pretty much tell with the whole year we're talking about Netflix. You kind of convinced me also, being like
Mm.
a Netflix supporter. But yeah, let's see how it goes. I think, I'm probably gonna wait until the next earnings before I buy, unless it becomes
Oh yeah.
quite attractive. Um, yeah, but yeah, like I said, between 70 and 80 US dollars is definitely attractive price for me for Netflix, as a small
If
position
it
or starter
drops to
position.
like, if it drops to 70, 80, I would buy it without thinking of it.
Yeah,
I would buy it like in a heartbeat. But yeah, let's wait for the next earnings. Let's see what the White House is going to do with this deal.
yeah.
Let's see if any news is going to come out. But yeah.
Now, good. Should we move on quickly to, let's keep it short on the other topics, no worries. Um, Fed cuts, right? We talked about this in the crypto as well quickly. There was a complete reversal of the probability of it actually happening, but now we're really positive.
Yeah,
90%. It's gonna happen this
90%
week.
chance that, yeah, above 90% chance that 25 base point cut is going to
Yeah,
happen. Before that, it was going to be no cuts. But right now, 25 basis points is better than nothing. I genuinely don't expect a 50 base point cut,
yeah,
but this is Fed. Anything can happen with them.
yeah.
So like Jerome Powell is just going to say hello, or good evening, good afternoon. He's going to say something. I think he's going to say good afternoon because it's around
Oh,
that time,
it's
or
always
he might say
afternoon.
good evening as well. I'm not sure. We should check the poly market and let's see what people think that he's going to say. Um, so yeah, a cut is most likely to happen, and I think it's good for the market.
Yeah, same. I think, yeah, the same. It's the same. We had this recent stock crash, like happening kind of similar with Bitcoin or the crypto crash, right? I feel like we've recovered really well. Some stocks didn't even need to recover, like Google didn't even got hit by this. ASML not really didn't get hit. Like I feel like our stock picks were really resistant towards this. And now if we get the Fed rate cut, right? We might actually see a nice December rally still. Yeah, I'm just expecting the 25 basis points. What would really surprise me a little bit, and I think it would negatively affect the market, is if he actually doesn't cut it. That would be kind of
Yeah,
funny. Um, and I think we would see definitely a cheeky drop. But overall, I'm still really bullish towards December, towards the end of December, and I think it's going to be positive. Our November was negative, so that was surprising, even though I was really bullish towards the last week of November. It had a little bit of a turnaround, but not strong enough.
it's not what we expected. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a little bit weak. But yeah, December I think started quite well, and I think in the personal portfolio we're pretty much near all-time highs again, or new all-time highs again. So I think we're doing really well, and towards the new year we're gonna see some good stuff. Hopefully, earlier Christmas again.
It should be okay. It should be okay.
Yeah. So yeah, let's hope. I think obviously Fed cut rate cut, gonna be positive on the market. Otherwise, I would touch on one stock quickly and the earnings. Salesforce. That was the most notable earning for me that happened in the last 2 weeks. Really, they beat the EPS really well. I think by 20%, and barely beat the revenue, or I think they were even with it, or just above it. But yeah, the market reaction was mixed, down -5% in a second, and then up 5% afterwards. So in general, it actually did quite well. They raised the analyst rate, their forecast, which was really positive. I didn't do too much of a deep dive into the earnings. Like Salesforce isn't a really big position for me. Um, but again, for me, the financials of Salesforce are just right. I think it's a rather cheap company, trading under 20 forward PE ratio. And I mean, Salesforce kind of like, they're scared Salesforce becomes irrelevant because of AI, and this is
Yeah.
this kind of being scared for the last 2 years. But the company is still doing well. EPS beaten like it did in the recent earnings is a really positive sign for me. I'm not gonna buy more currently, but I'm just yeah. For me, I bought around this price. I think I'm up like 5-8%, something like this. But yeah, I'm just gonna hold it out. But I'm actually quite bullish on Salesforce for next year. Um, but yeah, otherwise I got nothing else to say regarding this. If you have something to
um,
add.
I mean, if okay, Salesforce is not a bad company. It's an alright company. It's just I think there is a better one, which is SAP. So that's my only take. So yeah, that's it.
Yeah, fair enough, bro. Yeah, I'll just keep watching it. I don't think it will be Maybe it will be a big player next year, actually, because it's been really performing badly in the last 2 years. So maybe we'll
Mm-hmm.
see something. But honestly, even though it's like kind of attractive right now, like at this low PE ratio, I don't think I'm gonna put it in my portfolio for next year. I have too many other beautiful companies. Like I ain't got space for Salesforce.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you're happy with that, I would just touch on earnings next week, and then I think we can wrap it up. Not much happening. We got tomorrow, Tuesday, the 9th of December, GameStop, which is interesting. Meme stock, right? Reddit stock, I think is always interesting after earnings. And then I think Wednesday is quite interesting with Oracle and Adobe after earnings. Especially Adobe, also very interesting stock or watching stock right now for me. And then on Thursday we have Broadcom, Costco, and Lululemon after close. So that's also going to be interesting. I think especially Broadcom and Costco. Yeah, what do you think? Is there something you're watching this week? Something you're hyped about?
I have no. I have zero. I'm just going to watch just the market in general, but not
Yeah.
really anything specific, to be fair.
Yeah. No, but yeah, I think it's December now, so it's like the summer break kind of, but December. Not much earnings happening. Not The market's really boring these days, so we haven't really talked
Yeah, yeah,
about it,
very,
right?
very
But
boring.
we can
Very boring.
touch on it quickly. Like it's just a really sideway trending. It's not no activity, no news, nobody cares really. Even the Fed rate cut happening on Wednesday, I feel like nobody excited for it. Yeah,
I think the market really is annoying me lately, as in like when there's a bad news, they reacted so fast and very abruptly. But when it's like something good, they just don't care.
yeah. No, no. But
Annoying.
honestly, for me, a boring market like it is right now is always a good sign. I prefer a boring market. Like, we had a last 2 weeks weren't bad, even though they were boring. We had a nice recovery on most stocks, right? And yeah, I like this. I'll take that over any crazy news days or tariff days. I'll take the boring market and my cheeky 1-2% every week. You can make a lot of returns like this if it's boring. But yeah, otherwise, I have nothing else to add for the episode. If you're good to go,
Neither do I. Neither do I. I think we can end it. Yeah. I think we talked
then
about everything, and I think the most important news was Netflix, and we talked very detailed.
yes, yeah. Then let's hit it. Yeah, should I end the
Okay,
episode?
go for it. You
Go
take
for
it
it.
this time.
Well, thank you for watching. And always, share with your family, your grandma, your grandpa, your grandsons, anyone.
Oh, that's new. That's
New,
new.
new, yeah, yeah. But yeah, thanks for watching. Leave a like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time. Ciao, ciao.
Bye bye, guys.